Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet. Welcome back to the second quarterfinal of the Hairy Bash number 2 between MightyKiwi and Probe. And we saw a very short game yesterday between these two. Basically, MightyKiwi went for an early third base. Probe went for a 5-gate off one base to try and counter him, but a little bit sloppy with the execution. Coming from a Masters level commentator, I could see that it's a little bit sloppy, but to be honest, MightyKiwi did go in hard with the lings, and it would have been very hard to break that. So Probe ended up going for a 5-gate and ended up losing that. So MightyKiwi went ahead and won that game with mass lings. And now we are on a big map. This is a huge map. I would not expect to see any sort of 4-gate action this map. But then again, MightyKiwi would not expect to see any 4-gate action, so he may have the element of surprise if he tries it again. Yeah. Let's see though. Let's see. We've got a bunch of buildings coming down. Nice cyber core. The drone. Oh, that's so dangerous. Yeah. See, you get in the middle and you get surrounded, and the drone can use the middle trick to try and get out of there. But usually it's very dodgy, and usually you end up dead within a few seconds. So very interesting. But for now, Probe just going to be going for some standard stuff. We do have the very early third base. This is actually the completely covered expansion, so I would be extremely surprised if Probe does not go for that ASAP. I mean, yeah, right now he's got the cyber core. I wouldn't wait any longer. I'd get the Nexus down right now, because just it makes so much sense. It's so easy to defend. And there he goes. It looks like he's going for it. So beautiful stuff. And once again, MightyKiwi going for the expansions, both the expansions before the spawning pool. A little bit risky last game, not really risky at all this game. And yeah, he should be fine. Risky in this game would be going for 4 bases before the spawning pool, which he could conceivably do, because this is such a nice easy base to defend. I mean, this is actually interesting. Oh, that's what I'm seeing. So there's a ramp up the back. The ramp up the back goes around there. I thought there was a ramp on this side for a sec, but no, it's a ramp up the back. I'm getting my left and right confused. So yeah, so this base is okay. You could go around the back side, but there's got rocks over there. It's really a long way around, so I don't think it's too much of a pain in the ass. Very risky for Probe to take this though, because that go way around the back is so easy for MightyKiwi to go to. But this one, very nice base for MightyKiwi to take. And here we go. Probe going to be going in, going to be having a look at stuff. Probably saw that their third base was there, or at least the creep was there, so that's enough information right now. And yeah, not too much going on. We don't have any tech buildings really on the way. We got a forge, and that's not really a tech building, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, Probe got this nice and squeezed up. Nothing's getting through there in the near future. And I guess the question is it going to be roaches, or is it going to be mutiling? Yeah, I don't know. Mutiling, Grey versus Terrans, not really the preferred option versus Protoss though. In fact, one thing that we have seen a lot versus Protoss is Ling Hydra Infesta, which does do a very good job of owning everything early on until the Protoss starts getting High Templar and what else? High Templar and Colossus starts to own all that. But with roaches, it's a little bit harder, because you've got Immortals and you've got Stalkers, and Stalkers are so good at killing roaches, so it's very hard to deal with that. Whereas against the Terran player does have Marauders, which are very good at killing roaches, but they generally don't have a high amount of Marauders, because Marauders aren't really good at doing everything else. I mean, Marauders can't hit air, Stalkers can, so it's great to build a lot of Stalkers. It's not necessarily great to build a lot of Marauders unless you know you're going to be fighting a lot of stuff that actually needs it. And I mean, the Zerg, they can switch away from roaches in half a second, whereas the Terrans, it's a little bit harder to switch away from Marauders. You've got to retech all your buildings over to reactors. It's a pain in the ass to do it. It really is. And the bonus of Terran forces is that they last a long time. You can keep healing them up. That's why they're so much more expensive than the Zerg. At least one reason anyways, because the Zerg, they just throw their units away, but they're so cheap. Terran's a fair bit more expensive, but you can heal them up so they last for a long time. And yes, you don't want to have Marauders lasting for a long time if you haven't got anything else to throw at them anymore. But anyway, I spent half this game talking about Terran versus Zerg when it's actually a Protoss versus Zerg game. So we're going to be seeing how that goes. Double Stargate. Going for double Oracle at the moment. I wonder what he's going to be building out of these afterwards. Maybe Phoenix? Maybe Void Race. And I mean, he could go either way. If he's facing Mutiling, then Phoenix are going to own everything. And if he's facing Roach Hydra, then Void Rays are going to own everything. So either way, he's in a very, very good position. And we will see what he starts building after the Oracles. He's building 2 more Oracles. So this is going to be an absolute shredder force. Oh, look, this is not a Protoss unit right there. That is a Zerg unit. And he sees 1, 2, 3 Oracles. Is he going to see the 4th one? I'm guessing he is. So instantly, MightyKiwi knows exactly what's coming out. And yeah, Probe has just had no idea that Overseer was there, man. He was just temporarily blind or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, he's moving out all of his forces over here. Got a half-decent force out of Probe. And a bunch of roaches as well. And Probe is just like, you know what? I should probably do something about these roaches. But yeah, Oracle's not that good at actually dealing with roaches. I don't think the roaches just have too much health. Oracles are much better suited at killing units with low health, with low armor. So we'll see. It's just keeping an eye on him at the moment. And he's finally killing that damn Overseer, who did see the Phoenix coming out. So probably Roach Hydra at the moment, sounding pretty good for MightyKiwi. He knows that Phoenix are coming out, or at least were coming out just then. So yeah, Mutiling not a good idea. And here we go. The Hydra Dead is coming out. Would not be surprised to see an Infestation Pit coming out fairly soon as well, just for some added fun. Here we go, a bunch of Queens just taking pot shots at these guys. We've got a bunch of Spores as well. 1, 2 over here. How's our Spore count looking up there? A single one. There's another one out there, so obviously protecting the Queen. Oh, these Queens running for it. But man, that's nasty. 3 Queens getting caught on the ramp, all 3 of them dying. That is not good. That's not good at all. And they could, this force could conceivably start taking out Spore Crawlers if they really, really went into it. But no, that's a little bit risky. A little bit risky. So yeah, just gonna be running away for now. But 3 Queens between those guys. Very, very, very good job. And 7 workers total have been destroyed. But I gotta say, those 3 Queens are probably the definitely the bigger kill, I think, from the Protoss' point of view, because that really, really sucks down the potential for MightyKiwi to do anything. And these guys are actually going to be able to take this out. That's an incredible amount of Oracle DPS. Didn't even cancel it, just sort of pulled back. Was almost on the point of saving it with those Hydras, but not quite. And there we go. There's the Infestation Pit coming out. Here's the Phoenix coming out. And they're like, oh shit, going up against Roach Hydra. And he must know that he's going up against Roach Hydra. I mean, he could be facing a mass Roach transitioning into Mutiling build, but I think he knows that there's a Hydraless Den out there, so I think he knows there's Roach Hydra. And in the case of Roach Hydra, Phoenix are not that great. You definitely would prefer to have Void Rays out there than Phoenix against this army. So I'm not sure why he hasn't switched over there. I mean, this many Phoenix? No. Unless he thinks he has stupidly awesome micro where he can actually start lifting all these guys up and wiping them out, lifting up all the Hydras, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Here he goes, having a go at the base once again. And this time the Phoenix coming out, going to be covering them, going to be lifting up whatever comes in. Let's see. Bunch of Hydras. There's a massive amount of Hydras coming in. Once again, that base does go down. He really, really needs more creep protecting that base, but yeah, that's just an annoyance from Mr. Probe. I mean, if he gets this down, he could put 3-4 spores around there, surround the damn thing, and then he'd be fine. But yeah, it's just he needs to get that up there first. Let's see. Where is his Queens? He should be spreading out the creep there. He's not doing it, but oh well. Ah, well. So we got a Templar Tech on the way. We got 1-1 and we got 2-1 for MightyKiwi. But level 2 weapons halfway done. And level 2 armor just started for MightyKiwi. So it's going to be pretty good. The creep is on the map. And yeah, MightyKiwi is starting to get a pretty awesome army. But Probe also has a pretty awesome army. He's just not really showing it at the moment. Oh, that shows the oracles, man. They are not going to be going around there anytime soon to be attacking that stuff. So they're going to be falling back. And where is this army from Probe? He's got a massive amount of zealots. And yeah, zealot leagues. You got to assume he's got zealot leagues if he's got that many zealots. So let's see how this is going to go, because this is a Roach Hydra army. He hasn't got a huge amount of roaches, and yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this does against Mass Zealot, because I feel like the Zealots are just got to rip into this army. I mean, the Hydras are good, but they're good at doing damage. They're not good at doing anything when the Zealots are in close combat position. So I think he needs a lot of buffer zone, and the Lings are not going to count it as a buffer zone. He needs the Roaches to buffer that, and his Roach numbers are pretty small. And look at the Storms come down. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The Phoenix starting to take some hits, getting a little bit far. And here we go. More Storms going down. And MightyKiwi's army is getting demolished right here. Absolutely demolished. The sheer amount of Storms go down. I mean, I was talking about the Zealots, and we didn't even think about the Storms. But the Storms really just shredded that army. But MightyKiwi getting right back into it. And he's got a very decent economy right here. Although Probe has managed to get a 4th base up. And so it's basically 3 base versus 4 base. Although MightyKiwi does have his 4th base now. Nice fungal. Every single one of those beautiful fungals he gets is going to even up the odds somewhat. And here he goes, sniping down some of the High Templars. He wants to get that other High Templar. Some force fields knocking off. Great force field over there. Going to be splitting these guys up. Actually going to be warping back. And MightyKiwi, obviously the macro out of MightyKiwi, just surprising Probe there a little bit. He was doing so much damage before those High Templars, but suddenly MightyKiwi has a maxed out army once again. He's doing an insane amount of macro, and here we go. The army is rolling on him, so he's going to have to do something here. He is flanking, and this is going to be a great flank opportunity right here. Fungal's going down on the Zealots, which is not going to be good, but they're right in, nice and close, or some of them are anyway. The rest of them being stuck back here, and the Zealots are actually going down pretty fast. The Hydra's doing a great job, the Roach is doing a great job, the Phoenix lifting up as much as they can, but it's only helping a little bit, and here we go. Hydra's attacking buildings, you know it's over when you get to this point, and finally lifting up the Queens that we're healing them, so the other ones all go down, and there we go, MightyKiwi moving in, and his macro is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So just went absolutely ballistic in that game, and most of it was just off 3 bases. So that macro he was doing there was off 3 bases, and I gotta say that is some impressive stuff. His gas was starting to look a little bit dodgy though near the end, building all those Hydras, but yeah, he still was okay. And Probe, on the other hand, I mean, he had a very decent amount of Harvesters, but yeah, I guess I don't know. He just couldn't keep up with the Storms, I guess. He couldn't keep up with the High Templar production, would be my only way of thinking, because he did great Storms at the start, but he didn't really bump up his High Templar numbers after that. He didn't have a huge amount of High Templars, so when the next attack wave came in, and the next one, and the next one, he didn't keep the Storms up. Eventually, he just sort of said, you know what, I don't actually have any Storms left, so let's just go at it without Storms, and that was when he started to lose the game. So, little bit of a mistake there, I feel like, from Probe, not keeping the High Templar pressure up after the beautiful play he did with the High Templars. Just absolutely smacked Kiwi across the face and said, there you go, that's what you get for going mass Hydra. He just really owned him. But Kiwi macroed up and came back in. Second time, no Storms. No Storms at all. Maybe a couple of small ones, but no, not nearly enough. Not nearly enough Storms. And Kiwi just sort of bludgeoned his way through the rest of the army. Took a lot of damage from those Zealots, but eventually got rid of them. And yeah, the Storms really needed to be there, but they weren't, and MightyKiwi has taken the victory. So really great job there, and yeah, I will be Yeah, so it's going to be MightyKiwi and Patreus, a ZVZ in the semi-finals. They'll be coming up in a few days' time, 5 days' time, 6 days' time, whatever it's going to be. But now we're going to go on to our second set of quarterfinals. So we're going to see if, if some of our non-Zerg players can actually start surviving, because the next matchup is going to be King Kong versus The Economist. And The Economist is Terran, but King Kong is Zerg. And then our final quarterfinal is Ender versus Sol, and Ender is another Zerg. So we could potentially have a full Zerg set of semi-finals, which I don't know. I don't quite want to have that, because I like to have a little bit of interesting play. But you know, if it happens, it happens. So yeah, great try there. But MightyKiwi takes it out. Great job to him, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with King Kong versus The Economist. So I'll see you guys then. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.